Good evening, everybody. Orange J here with another War of the Visions video. Today we are going to talk about Guild Wars again, but instead of watching another adventure of Eileen, we are going to talk about how you can make your Guild Wars team better, and how you can do that using virtually any characters you want, like Eileen, for example, and how one of the great things about War of the Visions is that all of these characters are viable in some way. There are a lot of tier lists out there that say, hey, Orlando's up here at the top, and now we have Engelbert, and you must use these characters to be good. And those characters are really good. But the special thing about War of the Visions is that you can pick a team of almost any 3 characters you want. And you can use those characters to win in Guild Wars as long as you have a plan when you're building your team. So what we're gonna look at today is how to build a team to beat squads, specifically on offense, in Guild Wars. So let's take a look. This is the little slide right here that pops up at the beginning of all my Eileen videos. The point of this is just to show you the intention of what I'm trying to do that day. So for the first week of Adventures with Eileen, my team was built with high slash resist, high pierce damage, and high attack. Just by looking at that, you can see that my plan was to find teams that were running slashing attackers and just beat them. I'm using Eileen, Victoria, and Engelbert, so tank, DPS, DPS. I don't need a healer for this comp because I maximum need to win twice. And I want to be able to kill Engelberts with this comp. I want to be able to kill tanks. To kill tanks, I feel like you need more than one source of DPS. So like Ayaka would not necessarily fit well in this comp. Now we can look a little bit closer here at how I built this to work. The key components here are this. The armor, each piece of armor has high defense and high slash resist. Okay. This card right here, Iron Giant, is one of the best cards in the game for PvP because it has a slash resist buff for the whole group. So just with the armor and Iron Giant, each member in this group is getting slash resist. Go a little deeper into that, Eileen is wearing Siren, who gives slash resist up to her, and she's an earth element, which counters the top slash DPS in the game, which is Orlando. Also, these two are spear users, which means they will do well into tanks like Engelbert and Mont. So, the intention of this squad was to find the most common squads that our guild has trouble with, which are like Engelbert, Sid Ayaka, or Engelbert, Sid Ramza, or something like that. These are beefy squads to cut through in Guild Wars, and a lot of times we have to hit them with 2 or 3 people to win. And so that's what motivated me to build this specifically to take them down. We're going to watch how that went for me today, and I'm going to talk about it. But the thing I want to point out is this is just one example. You could switch these armors up right here. Let's say you wanted to build some helmets. Okay, helmets will give you missile resist up instead of slash resist up. You could run, instead of this, you could run the Shadow Links card, which gives missile resist to the whole group. And just by doing those 2 things, I have pivoted this into a missile killing team, which would be good against Frederica specifically. Eileen doesn't do well against Lucia because of the element, so I might swap her out. I'd never swap. No, don't listen to me. Never swap Eileen out. She's my girl. She would just not get shot by Victoria. Yeah, by Lucia. I mean, whatever. And then that would make Engelbert virtually unkillable in the missile teams. That's easy. That's an easy pivot to make. I would probably run something besides Siren on Eileen. I might even move this over here. But you can see how that would give me a specific comp to beat another team. And realistically, I could sub any of these 3 out as long as they could wear the gear that I wanted them or needed them to wear. Let's go watch today and see specifically how this comp did against these things. Slash resist. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at how to select a team you can beat, how to know who you're going against, and then we're just going to see how it plays out. So first of all, our matchup today is against a guild called Shape of Me. They're a strong guild. We have fought them before, and we lost in a really, really tight match. So I need to find somebody who I can beat for sure in my first attack, so I can help the guild with my second attack. So I'm going to go through the list here, and I find this person. We have a tank, a slashing damage character, and a healer. Alright, I look at that person's attack and magic stat, and I'm going to go back to their defense lineup today. Now I can't see who they have on defense, but I can compare the values from their attack and magic. If those values are the same, that means they are running the same people. And if you look here, I'll move my camera out of the way, they are. Those numbers are the same. Great. Let's sit here for a second. So that's who I'm going to try to hit first. And since I'm online right when Guild Wars starts, I will make sure that is who I hit first, because I'll do it right when it's time. Now I need to find somebody who's high ranking, one of the guild's biggest whales, and that lines up to my team, and see if I can help the guild out even more by hitting them hard. So I like this one right here. I can't pronounce the name, I can't read it, but I look at the attack and magic score, and I look at the comp, and it's a tank and 2 slashers. That's kind of what my team's built for. So now I will sort by ranking. There he is, and yeah, that's pretty close to exactly the same, so I can safely assume he just changed a piece of gear or vision card. Okay, let's go in and look at the first fight now. So get myself out of the way. Alright. Yep, it is Mont, it is Sid, and it is Ayaka. This is a team I should be able to handle really easily. The one thing here is my tank was in slot 3. His tank was not in slot 1. That'll make this move to the right by my people happen here. But that's not what we're talking about right now. We're going to just see how we do against the slash damage. Okay. Engelbert is doing his best to get into range. Great. He's going to eat a stone throw here. 1 damage. Ow. Okay. Now, these 2 piercing units are built to beat tanks. You can see how 1 attack from Eileen there did half of Mont's HP and baited out Ayaka's limit break. Awesome. That is one of her best skills out of the way early. Alright. Even after Mont's healed, the vertical jump hits him for half his HP again. Now I get a little bit unlucky there, because Sid hit the one character that is not built to fight him. But it didn't kill her. So I'm going to pause the video for a second. Actually, I'm going to go back, and let's look at that again. Okay, right here. This is a very important moment in the fight. Sid, SS tier character, got one of his best moves off, like the move everybody loves for him, on my character that is the worst character on my squad to take the attack. The important thing here is not that that happened, because that's just going to happen sometimes. It's that it did not kill Victoria. She lives through it, and she lives through it because she has slash resist on her armor, and she has getting the buff from Iron Giant. That is the difference between 5% of her health that's left and dead. So let's continue the video and see how that plays out. Good taunting blade from Engelbert there. Now look, Victoria just dove on Ayaka and killed her. So because Sid did not kill Victoria, she was able to kill Ayaka on her next turn. Engelbert generates hate, the slashers are hitting him, boom. And now we're just going to clean this fight up. There's no way those 2 characters can deal with what I have left. Who gets the finish? I think actually, yeah, Victoria's going to waste AP pointlessly by using a dragon dive here. But okay, that went pretty well. We won our first fight. 1, 2, 3 stars. And every member of my team is left alive, if not at full health. Now, we can go find the rank 101 guy. And we're going to hit him next. Let's see how that goes.
Sorry, your help was much needed. Leave the rest to me.
Alright, right here, Victoria uses Rallying Cry on not all 3 people, and then moves to a place where she could have hit all 3 people with it, so AI wins again. We are going the correct way this time, which is good. Ramza doing all the buffing that Ramza do. Now, Eileen is running Nighthawk build, so she doesn't have buffs to use anymore, which kind of sucks. But she has enough AP to do a little bit. Okay, that was in a Sentinel Engelbert, so you're never going to hurt that. 50 damage is actually really good. Now, this is really unfortunate. Here's a magic attack, the only one they have, that hits my 2 non-tanks. Kills Victoria, but it didn't do enough to kill Eileen. So, Victoria did nothing this fight. Oh well. Now, let's see how Engelbert and Eileen can do. Alright, so let's go back a little bit and take a look at what just happened there. Okay. Sid, the SS tier character, walks up to Eileen, the bottom tier character, and uses a heavy AP ability on her. Alright. Eileen turns around and auto attacks him for more damage. That's because of the build. The build and the matchup was just perfect right there. These guys are going to have a heck of a time killing my 2 remaining characters who were at half health. Yeah, just trade some shots. Eileen getting another good poke off. Another AP ability from Sid. Eileen has eaten 2 of those and not died, and she started with less than full health. It's fantastic. A little more damage on the tank. Eat a crystal. Sid's AI is winning the game. Okay, there goes Engelbert. Alright, that's too bad. Eileen gets some more damage off. Takes another attack. Takes another attack. Puts a little more on Engelbert, and finally goes down. So, we lose the fight. Yep, we lose the fight. And that's, you know, that's unfortunate. But look at what they have left. This Engelbert is used up. This Ramza is used up. And this Sid is half dead. That's fantastic. Okay, the last thing I want to do today is share with you guys an easy way to help your guild do a little scouting and make it easier to pick good opponents. Right here is an example of something that I would make for my guild before we do a fight. So what I do is I open up the screens like what we just watched. I take screenshots of their attack teams from the day before. I then put those screenshots on one image like this, and I put that image in our Discord. What then can happen is my guys can go in there and they can be like, ooh, I'm running a slash resist team today, so ooh, this looks like a good one. It's a tank, a healer, and a slasher. Yeah, I can probably beat that. Ooh, another one like that. That looks like a good fight. Oh, I should avoid this one because this is 2 shooters and a healer. That is exactly what I'm not built to fight, etc. You just go through and you see, pick 2 or 3 that you think you can beat with your first attack. Write those down. And then when you go to do your guild wars, find one of them and beat them. Then what I do with my second attack is I like to look for the really high ranking people, like the people who maybe have a rank 90 something or rank 100 something account. Find one of them that my team is built to beat and try my luck against the biggest whale I can. Even if I don't win, like today, my team lost. But after my team lost, that team was spent. That's 3 easy stars for someone in my clan to go pick up. And that's what you want to do. I got my 3 for the day. Getting more would have been nice, but I've also set somebody on my squad up to get those 3 that I didn't get very easily, and then still have a lot of team left to go look for more. If you can just do that, if you can win a fight with your first fight, that is the most important thing. Winning your first battle is key. Then you're setting the rest of your squad up for success. And if you can do that, you will have success in Guild Wars. So thanks everybody. I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, give it a like, give it a subscribe, and keep checking back in for more episodes of The Adventures of Eileen.